watched the overall plot for the new Netflix series, The Polygamist, and I would say that the overall message is that when you do not become aware of inherited dysfunctional family patterns that get passed down generationally, then you continue to repeat those cycles until you become fully aware and conscious of these patterns, that you can finally break them and start consciously creating your relationships with the people that you love. My name is Asha Sekhmet, and I am the founder of the Maji Community. And my life purpose is to build a sovereign community and educate on all forms of non-monogamous relationship structures that build sustainable and sovereign communities. We follow a spiritual life path to become closer to the Creator without strict religious doctrine. And we really represent balance. And we utilize Tantra in our community so that you're able to break these patterns. But before we get into that, let me just quickly go more into detail about this review, because this series is just like, it's like this repeated thing, right? It's the same thing. When I was watching this show, I was just like, it's the same thing. Like, when are we going to get bored? It reminds me of other shows out there like Empire and, just all these other shows that just represent the same cycles, So really, this is about breaking those patterns, right? And to have a transformation like that is not easy. So what I just want to say, like in the film, the main character, which is Joe, as a businessman, and his wife, Joyce, right? The relationship itself, just all of the dynamics that came out of it. I remember it was one scene where Joyce's children said to her while she was on her way to go visit Joe at the office, and her children are like, this is toxic. Like, what are we doing? And so as entertaining, right, as this could be for someone, this is real life in terms of, these dysfunctional family patterns that we've all seen. And really, this is dysfunctional poly. Joe is supposed to be, the leader, right? And you can see some shortcomings, and they're showing the lower nature of humans, right? In this film, right? And there's karmic stuff that's involved with that. And then you have you have Essie, which is one of the mistresses, right, where she's coming on and she's being vindictive, right? And then it just comes back to her for karmic stuff, right? And then Joyce is out for revenge, right? And that doesn't help her at all, right? She just end up harming, yourself. If you notice, there was no family unity since the beginning. Everyone was out for their own individual interests, selfishness, no communal mindset or consciousness. Literally, the women were not operating like sisters at all. They both came in being possessive of the man, and the man just kind of being careless with his leadership role. We see that all of them took equal part in the dysfunction and the disunity that was going on in their relationships. In the end, what you realize is that this is just a cycle, right? And the way that you break out of these cycles is that you have to become aware. And so this is what I actually am offering in the Poly Shadow Workbook. This is a new ebook that I just came out with. And this really gives you the tools to overcome the ego and the shadow to consciously build relationships, right? So that you're consciously building in your love life, relationships, and community to build lasting legacy. When you're repeating cycles and loops, that's enslavement. We're talking about freeing your soul, right? That is a different level of existence, right? So I'm really talking to the people that are tired of these boring loops and cycles. It's not entertaining to me anymore, right? Because I'm conscious. I'm living a lifestyle of natural bliss, right? And that comes when you are consciously aware of your relationships and you're building your relationships consciously. So I just wanted to share this. The Poly Shuttle Workbook is a very thorough ebook, and it does give you some information, exercises. It's just a really practical guide to really help you do the inner work that's necessary to tap into that inner sovereignty, right? Usually what people like to do is that when they feel an inner caging of themselves because they're not able to live in their truth and consciously co-create the reality that they desire for themselves with the people that they love, they then try to cage others, right? And that's what you kind of seen with this series, with all the back and forth, the deception, the scandals, right? It's people not living in their authentic truth, right? And so I'm offering this ebook to give you the tools so that you don't have to keep repeating this boring cycle, right? It's boring on one end, but on the other end, who really hurts from this is our children, right? And the generations to come. You're not building lasting legacy. You're building generational trauma and generational inherited dysfunctional family patterns. So we want to break those cycles coming into the new earth. So the Poly Shuttle Workbook will give you the tools to be able to do this. And it all starts with our own inner sovereignty and inner healing. That's the first stage towards community building and sovereignty. Even the title, right? When we look about like the title of the Polygamist, right? He's not acting out his true non-monogamous nature. He's not. So it's deceptive even there with the title, right? To live in your real, full, non-monogamous and ethical, non-monogamous, polyamorous lifestyle, it is to truly be connected with your inner sovereignty. That means that you are no longer enslaved by your ego or the lies or the programs that have been instilled in you since you were born, right? From your environment, from your upbringing, right? From your family, right? This is the work that is necessary to build functional, harmonious, ethical, non-monogamous family structures that build towards sustainable community and lasting legacy. So if you are on this higher vibration and wavelength, then I highly recommend checking out the Poly Shuttle Workbook, which is on my website, ashasekhmet.com. And then we also have a Maji Community online event this Wednesday, June the 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can come learn more about the principles and the philosophy in the Poly Shuttle Workbook so that you're prepared for the times ahead. We have a choice, right? So be the one to break that cycle in your family. This is my life purpose, and this is what we're offering, right, with the Maji community. Okay, and all the education that we offer, we have a community, exclusive community with a library of courses, and we meet monthly, and we give you all the tools that you need to continue along your journey so that you're not continuing going back to ground zero, right? Repeating these cycles when it comes to relationships and love and family, right? So those are kind of some of my last thoughts. I was thinking about this too as well, how sometimes people really like enjoying this type of entertainment because it's just fueling those patterns that they have not broken in their own family. So then they become just like a resonance of like what they can only identify. But when you transform and break these cycles, you're stepping into something that's unfamiliar because it's a new pattern. And then when you do that, the other side of that, right, can be joy, love, peace, happiness, right? Truly, right? From the fulfillment of building community and truly living in your humanness, right? So I just thought about that because I thought about it from a perspective of when we transition, right, to a higher vibration, that is like a new language. It's a new existence. And I was thinking about this from a perspective of people who have difficulty changing their frequency. They almost can't even recognize when you're bringing solutions like I am presenting. It's like they can't resonate it, or they may automatically just shut it down or disagree with it on their subconscious level, because they're still clinging on to all those false beliefs, lies, and programs that was given to them, instilled in them, that is in opposition from truth, based on love, relationships, community, family. Like, what is a family, right? Family is agency, right? Family is self-sustaining, and communities are sovereign, not social groups just participating in a matrix. That's not a community. Okay, so definitely check out all that we have. We also offer with the Maji community, I offer Tantra for men. So this really can help break those patterns. That's why I've been able to get to where I am, having that deep energy level. The Tantra that I offer is energy restorative work. My husband has a new book out as well called How to Get Healthy in 24 Hours that helps with shadow work as well and overcoming the ego, because consciousness is also a state of health as well. So we have a lot of resources. I also teach Tantra. We teach a tantric lifestyle with the Maji community, and the tantric lifestyle is a non-monogamous lifestyle as well. So this is a way in which you're able to live a life of a natural state of bliss, instead of just continuing to seek that temporary fulfilling. If you look at the movie, that's what that is. They're not connected to their full humanness, it should allow you to live as a natural state of bliss. So you can experience heaven on earth every day as a state of being, right? And pleasure. But instead, you're existing like that in the opposite, like pain every day. And then you're trying to get that temporary relief in these dysfunctional ways. And it always comes back, right, to bite us, right? That karmic lesson. We want to learn our lessons, right, without getting addicted to the pain and dysfunction that comes with it. We want to learn our lessons and graduate, right, to the next level, so that we can begin to live in our full humanness and in a natural state of bliss every single day, right? That is our God-given right, and it is a choice. All right, so make sure you check out everything that we have. This is on ashasekhmet.com. I will see you all this Wednesday. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think about the TV series, The Polygamist? Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video.